Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kristen, and if you're new here, this is a corner of the internet where I come at you every other week and share what I've been making. And as you can see, I have a very, very special co-host this week. This is Willow, my dog, puppy, I should say. She's going to be 7 months old next month in October. Crazy sauce. Anyway, she's hanging out with me today, and hopefully she'll behave. But if you are watching this and you're new here, hello, welcome. I do all the things. I knit, crochet, sew, quilt, weave, beadwork. I do it all. I'm multi-craftual, so if that's your thing, you're in a good place, especially when there are puppies around. And yeah, oh goodness, so many distractions. Anyway, where was I? Hi, are we gonna behave? Are you gonna chill? Yeah? Are we gonna relax? Okay, all right. Anyway, welcome to my sunroom. I am recording here because my craft room, where I usually record, is kind of a disaster area at the moment. My desk is currently covered entirely with beads because I've been dabbling in a little beadwork, which I'll chat about later on in the episode. But in the meantime, I figured I would record here, the other area where I usually hang out and craft. So forgive me if the lighting is a little inconsistent. It's a sunroom, the sun is out, and it's gonna be popping in and out to say hello and goodbye. So anyway, without further ado, this week is going to be another mixed bag, multi-craftual episode. I know in the past I usually focus on one craft in particular, but I've been all over the place these past few weeks since I got back from Cape Cod. And in the last video, I shared all the crafting projects I was bringing with me. Because, you know, when you go on vacation, you know, variety. Variety is the spice of life, and if you're a crafter like me, you like to have choices wherever you go. So in that episode, I shared, you know, I was bringing my crochet, I was bringing some English paper piecing, EPP, I was bringing along my spinning. So I brought all those crafts with me, and I thought it would be fun this week to come back and let you guys know what I actually worked on. So that's what we're going to do this week, and of course I have a couple of other odds and ends that I'm excited to share with you. So let's get into it. Where should we start? What did I actually work on? It turns out I only worked on crochet. That's all I wanted to do. And last time I shared this really wonderful pattern with you that I was excited to cast on, and that was the Autumn Buds scarf by, not going to try and pronounce the name because I know I'm going to butcher it, so I will pop it here in the down bar for you to see. But what a great pattern. I actually crocheted a swatch first. I know, crazy. Who am I? I am a self-professed anti-swatcher. I just don't do it. I don't have the mental capacity. I don't have the time. I'm just too excited to jump into the project that I'm excited about. But looking at the pattern, even though this is crochet, I mean, here's a close-up of what it looks like. Yeah, if you are familiar with, you know, your typical crochet project, this looks a little different. Call me crazy, but this kind of looks like brioche knitting, you know? So looking at the pattern and looking at the instructions, I quickly realized, okay, this is something I've never come across before. So, you know, reading through the pattern, I noticed there were different abbreviations, there was a chart, there were video instructions, tutorial. So it was, for what this pattern actually is, it's very, very simple. It's a lot easier than it actually looks firsthand. You know, again, if you're new to crochet, I would strongly suggest getting your basics down first before diving into this, because it took me a while. It took me a while to make this crochet swatch. But once all was said and done and I made the swatch, everything just clicked into place. I understood it. But for this pattern in particular, it just uses a variation or different variations of the half double crochet stitch. Again, like, this looks super complicated, but in practice, it's super easy to memorize, and I am loving it so much. And here's where I've gotten with it, my friends. I almost said my guys, my friends. So yeah, as you can see, I'm making a very, very long scarf, quite long, so I can just kind of do one of these, you know, make it nice and cozy, wrap it around my neck, and yeah, very excited for that, but needless to say, the cast on process took a little bit, you know, and I did most of it on the ride up to Cape Cod. So that was about a 4.5. Actually, it was longer. It was a longer drive because we hit traffic. Ideally, it was a 4.5 hour drive. So got most of the cast on done, which is this interesting. It looks like I-cord. It's basically I-cord, but it's a foundation half double crochet stitch. I think that's what it is. But yeah, very, very easy. Just a little time consuming. So while we were there, yeah, I cast on and just started going and going and going and creating these little leafy ridges. And yeah, again, it's super, super easy, meditative, mindless. All things I'm loving in patterns these days. And the yarn that I'm using is by Loops and Threads, which is Michael's craft store. It's their in-house yarn brand, and it's their facets line. So here's the skein. Here's the yarn that I'm using in the skein. So Loops and Threads, it's their facets line, and my goodness, guys, I'm kind of obsessed with this yarn. I mean, for acrylic yarn, it is very soft. I would say it's more like a worsted DK weight single ply. And my friend Ashley, hi Ashley, I don't know if you're watching, but for Christmas she gifted me 2 skeins of these, and I was so in love with the color shifts in here. It has like light pink peaches into mauves and browns and olives, and yeah, I mean, I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. But when I stumbled on the Autumn Bud scarf pattern, I immediately thought of this yarn. So I was so happy to finally find a project for this yarn. But then I realized I wasn't going to have enough yardage. So what do? You go to Michael's and you clean them out because they were having a sale. And they had 5 more skeins in stock, so I bought whatever they had left. And yeah, so I just want to make sure that I have enough yarn to knit the scarf that I want to knit. I mean, crochet, sorry, my apologies. And I can use the leftovers for something else. So the designer also has a I believe a hat and mittens version of this pattern. So I will leave a link to everything that I chat about down below in the description box for you to check out if you're curious. But that's the yarn that I'm using. The crochet hook that I'm using. Where are you? Where are you, crochet hook? Come back. Hello. Let's see. Is a 5.0. So I cast on with a 6.0 millimeter needle, but then went down to a 5.0 millimeter needle when it came to the rest of the pattern. And thank you so much to everyone who commented on the cast on, because I mentioned in the last video how I was having trouble picking up the loops on the back of the cord that I was crocheting. So thank you so much to everybody who left your tips. Basically what you said was to, you know, cast on super loosely, which, oh my god, totally helped, and then use the side to nudge your hook into that little bump on the back. I hope that makes sense, but that was super clutch, as the kids say today. Super handy in getting that done. So took a lot less time and a lot less blood, sweat, and tears, let me tell you. So yeah, so I'm using this Knit Picks hook, and guys, I have actually been swapping in between different hooks to see what is working best. And initially I started out with my red tulips, which was working, but something about it wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't clicking for me. So I swapped it out for this one, and this one, believe it or not, is a lot smoother. The tulips, I want to say, have kind of like a frosted metal finish to it, which I think adds a little bit more friction, where this crochet hook has just, it's basic metal. I don't know what they do to it, but this yarn and this hook, they love each other. So working with that. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I would like to say about this project. I will say it did get a little, like, because it's so repetitive and very quick to memorize, you can just basically go on autopilot. It did get a little monotonous. So at some point during our trip, I did switch projects. So, you know, I've been working on and off on this project since I got back, guys. It's not going anywhere yet, if at all. Hopefully I will finish this project because I really want the finished product. But yes, towards the end of our trip, I felt like switching gears just a little bit, and what do? You cast on a completely different project. So I also, like, while I was packing this project, I went into my collection of project bags because I needed to put it in a project bag, pulled out this lovely, awesome project bag from, in case you're curious, from my friend Katie Did of Katie Did Bags. She so generously gifted me this project bag. I mean, come on, it's got little frolicking Bellas. I could not resist. So again, links down to her shop down below, but love this project bag. Pulled it out of my stash and found a pattern in here that I had completely forgot about. This, I would say, is early on in when I first started getting into crocheting doilies, which I believe was last year. And I printed out a pattern, which is right here, for doily. Lots of info, guys. I hope I'm not bombarding you. So this pattern that was in my project bag is called the 29-45 Doily. Super original. It's by Pierrot Yarns, and I believe it's a Japanese company. So I had it, to be honest, when I went looking for this pattern again recently, I had to do a little digging. I forget how exactly I came upon this pattern initially, but I remember it being a lot easier to download. It's a free pattern. Again, it's by Pierrot Yarns, Gosio Co. Ltd., translation by Linda Lands. But when I tried to find this pattern again online for, preparing for this episode, I had to do a little more digging, but I found it. I found the PDF download link. So I will link to it down below for you guys to check it out. But yes, it is a free pattern. But when I initially downloaded this pattern, I, again, was kind of sort of new to the whole world of doily making, crocheting doilies, and I found it to be a little intimidating. And you know how much I love a chart. I love charts so much because I'm a visual person, and anytime I just see walls of text, I go a little cross-eyed. So this pattern has a chart, which I'm like, today I'm like, oh my gosh, hurrah. But looking at this, and as a crochet newbie, my brain kind of melted a little bit. I was like, I don't know what I'm looking at. So I think I tabled this pattern for another day and just stuffed it in my project bag. So when I was packing for this trip, this pattern was in that project bag, and I was like, oh my gosh, this looks like a great pattern. I want to make it. Let's pack some crochet thread as well. So that's exactly what I did. I packed along 2 balls of, where's that other ball? So I ended up packing 2 balls, skeins of this yarn that I picked up from a Japanese dollar store called Daiso. It's essentially a Japanese dollar store, and they have a whole bunch of different home goods there. They have cleaning supplies, storage bins, ceramics, tableware, decorations, and they actually have a very nice little crafting section. I mean, I don't know the quality. I'm not 100% sure about, but the yarn is actually pretty decent. I mean, most of it's acrylic and cotton, but they actually had some really nice lace crochet thread. So I picked up 2 balls of this. Here's one with a label. So this is recycle lace yarn in the dusty color. It's basically like a rosy, pinky mauve, I mean, but still in my heart. And it's 50% recycled cotton. So it definitely, like, compared to Aunt Lydia's crochet thread and Knit Picks Curio, it's got a little bit more tooth to it, if I had to describe it. And I'm assuming that's the recycled business in there, which, is great. So I picked one up in this color, and then this is another color called beige. But looking at them side by side, they seem more like they're on the rosy pink side of the color spectrum, So yeah, I decided to cast this pattern on using the beige colorway, and this is how far I got. Look how fun! So, making a lot of headway, guys. I mean, cast it on the last day that we were there, and again, I've just been working on this intermittently throughout the week. And oh my gosh, again, like, I don't know why the chart is intimidating, not gonna lie. Even you guys looking at it are probably like, oh my gosh, that looks insane. And I'm holding this upside down and I'm not even showing you the chart. Realistically, all these stitches are are double crochet stitches in the US terms. In UK terms, it's a treble crochet, but just a whole combination of different double crochet stitches. Super easy. And now that I know how to read crochet charts, this is like not rocket science at all. This is like a cakewalk. And I'm just having so much fun. I mean, look how, I just love the waviness of these stitches, like the curves that are forming here. I mean, you know, crochet, man. I mean, I think crochet gets a bad rap in certain circles, but for me, I think it's pretty, like, I love it. I love crochet so much ever since I started dipping my toes hardcore into it. And so glad I did. There's just so much versatility to it, and it's not the blocky, yes, granny square. I mean, what could be better, you know? But that's not all you can do with crochet. You can do that and just so much more. You just gotta think outside the box just a little bit and try new things, you know? I mean, exactly the same thing with this pattern here. I mean, I completely forgot to mention, you know, when I cast on this pattern, the techniques used to make this are unlike any crochet technique I have ever tried. So, you know, when I say, you know, you might want to explore basic crochet stitches first, unless you're an adventurous beginner, by all means dive in. But, you know, it's good to know the basics before the nuance that this pattern brings, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying crochet these days. I love it. I love it so much. So yeah, I'm trying to think what else must I say about this? Where'd it go? Projects everywhere. So for this doily, I am using a size number 8, which is a 0.9 millimeter tulip crochet hook. Very teeny tiny hook. Susie Sue, my emotional support chicken, will agree that it is very, very fine. It has a very fine tip, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much. Yay! So anyway, can you tell I'm excited? Can you tell I'm over the moon, elated with crochet these days? Oh, no shade to knitting. This is where it's at for me lately. And yeah, my friends, that is all I worked on while we were up at the Cape. We were away for 3 days. We had a really, really nice time. Again, we brought Willow, our puppy, with us. She had a blast. Yes, I'm talking about you. I am, baby. This is so funny. But yeah, we were up there for 3 days. The weather was beautiful. It wasn't humid. It was just, yeah, it was very relaxing. We did a lot of hiking. We took Willow to the beach, and yeah, just she had a blast. And some of you are asking me if there are any yarn shops that I like going to while I'm up there. And to be honest, guys, I have not been to a yarn shop up there in quite some time. When I first started going up to Cape Cod, by the way, my husband's family actually have a house out in Cape Cod that we go to during the summer. So it's great for just a quick getaway, and you know, get some beach time in and hiking, and yeah, we're so lucky to have it, and you know, really enjoyed going out there during the summer. But yeah, when we first started going out there, I used to go to this yarn shop called Adventures in Knitting. They used to be based in Dennisport, and I believe they moved shop. I'm not exactly sure where exactly they are now on the Cape. I have to do a little research, but once they were gone, another shop opened up called A Great Yarn in Chatham, which we used to go to. I mean, the shop owners were great, but unfortunately they went out of business, so they are no more. And then there was, what was it? P-Town Pearl, Provincetown, which, by the way, I truly love that shop. It was tiny but mighty. The shop owner was wonderful. I mean, he was just ball of sunshine, and I was so excited because when I first went in there, not only did he have a great inventory, just like a whole collection of unique indie dyers and you know, mainstays and everything, but I was so excited because the shop owner actually had a sock sample on the checkout counter, which he told me they were his first pair of socks that he ever knit, and he used a pattern called My Favorite Socks by Kristen Lair, and I'm like, that is me. Hello. So, you know, that was really fun. And yeah, so P-Town Pearl, unfortunately, also sadly went under. What is it with like these mom and pop shops, guys? We have to support our mom and pop shops. It's heartbreaking. But yeah, sadly, P-Town Pearl is no more. But from the ashes, a new phoenix rises. Salt Yarn Studio is a new yarn shop that recently, no, it opened up, I want to say like 5 years ago before the pandemic. So they are there. I have actually only been there once when they first opened shop. I haven't been since, and I definitely want to get around to going. Obviously, it's not going to happen this year, but hopefully next year I can swing by there and see what they have in stock. And then there's another one in, is it Yarmouth or Sandwich? So many funny names out in Cape Cod, but I believe it's in Yarmouth. The Black Pearl. I believe that's it. That is another beautiful yarn shop. It's in this great barn, and it's just so moody, and yeah, it's definitely a vibe when you go in there, and a great selection too. So yeah, I definitely have to make a point to get to some yarn shops next time I'm out there. But yeah, in case you are headed up there at some point, definitely check out some of those. So as of now, Adventures in Knitting is still around. Salt Yarn Studio is definitely worth checking out, and Black Pearl, I believe that's the name of it, in Yarmouth or Sandwich. Links all down below. And since I got back, that I've still continued to work on those projects on and off, but I did get inspired to do some more quilting. So little backstory, Dennis and I, we may be hosting Thanksgiving this year. I don't know. I don't want to set it in, it's not set in stone, it's still TBD, but it got the creative wheels spinning, dare I say, and I was like, you know, it would be cool. It would be cool to have a table runner. Let's quilt a table runner. So I hopped online and I started browsing patterns and stumbled on the Leafy Treetops table runner, table runner, they're both the same thing, by Missouri Star Quilt Company. And I immediately thought of a very autumnal themed charm pack that I had in my fabric stash. So this charm pack came free with a Quilt Folk subscription, Quilt Folk magazine, which by the way is a beautiful magazine. If you haven't checked it out, oh my goodness. It is an amazing publication, but as a thank you, they sent me along a free charm pack, which, you know, really beautiful too. It's something that like I typically wouldn't gravitate towards, like if you know my aesthetic and everything, but I actually really like the colors in here. I mean, lots of oranges, some teals, some creams. Of course, there's some pumpkins and plaids, and you know, tucked it away for a rainy day, and that rainy day finally came along, and yeah, I decided to whip up the Leafy Treetops table topper, which features a lot of leaf motifs, which essentially the leaf motifs are a play on the bear paw quilt block, if you're not familiar. So again, lots of, you know, just half square triangles and, you know, cutting out squares. Again, if you've watched this channel before, you know how much I love half square triangles. Guys, it's I don't know. I try to avoid half square triangles, but for something as small as a table topper, I made an exception this time. So I finished the quilt top. I finished the top, the table topper top. Table topper top? It's a lot of tops. But here we are. I will stand up so hopefully you can see. Yeah. Look how fun. Guys. I think this is super fun. And again, I used all fabric from my stash, save for the charm pack. And in case you're not familiar, a charm pack is a pack of pre-cuts that are cut down to 5 by 5 inch squares. So, you know, really handy for quick projects like these. I mean, this pattern called for a charm pack, which is perfect. And then again, I just fished out this cream metallic, it's actually cream metallic grunge fabric. And for the border, I used, I believe this is Kim Deal. I believe this fabric is by Kim Deal. Just very, you know, like black and gold pear prints. It just went hand in hand. I feel like it kind of frames it very nicely. Otherwise, if it wasn't for this dark border, I feel like the whole pattern would just be a little too washed out, you know? What do you guys think? I don't know. And you know, in hindsight, I wish it was a little bit more contrasty. But at the end of the day, I think, you know, this is just a really fun, pretty autumnal table topper that if we do decide to host Thanksgiving, it will just add a little festiveness to the table, you know? Even if we don't host Thanksgiving. I'm just gonna put it on our table and enjoy it, you know? So the only thing left to do, obviously, is to make a quilt sandwich and actually quilt it and then bind it. So I am going to make a separate video showing you my process for that. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it. If you are new to quilting and quilting curious and feel like trying your hand, I actually have a video tutorial showing you how to make a very beginner-friendly quilt from start to finish using charm packs. So I'll pop it up here, link down below for you to check that out. But I take you through it step by step and show you every bit of the quilting process. So yeah, very, very exciting. So yeah. Quilting, guys, I'm quilting again. And you know, I have been working on my English paper piecing project, the Cherish quilt. Again, I brought that along to Cape Cod, did not work on it one single bit, but I was happy to have it along in case the spirit moved me. But unfortunately, at the time it did not. But yeah, this project, guys, very, very simple, very easy to come together. If you love half square triangles, look no further. And I will say the stems were one of my favorite parts of this project, just the way it came together. Essentially, the stem is just appliqued on top of a 2.5-inch square, but it's appliqued by machine, not by hand. So, you know, if you haven't tried applique and you're a little like, I'm not ready for it, no brainer. This is super easy. It's by machine, not by hand. So anyway, yeah. Oh, and this, I don't know. This is so small, but like a happy little accident right here. Look at that seam. That came together magically. Like, I did not even plan for that. I was just, for this side of the border, I was actually just compensating for not having enough length. So when it came to sewing the border to the actual center, these aligned up perfectly. Look at that. Look at that. So serendipitous. I mean, that is a perfect seam right there. And I started sewing all the way from this end. Magical. That never happens. I mean, so yay. I'm so happy quilting is making a comeback, or it has come back in my life. I think next time I want to try making an actual full-sized, I have grand delusions of grandeur. Is that a thing? To make a full quilt or a king-size quilt for our bed upstairs. I don't know. It's a pipe dream. It's on the bucket list. Something I want to do. Maybe that will be my next quilting project. We shall see. But otherwise, as I mentioned, I have been doing a lot of beading this week. I've just been, honestly, guys, like, aside from crochet, in my downtime, all I've been wanting to do is just bead, bead, bead. And I actually made these earrings that I'm wearing, and I'll show them to you. Hopefully, I might have to get some pickup shots, but here's one. And these are heavily, heavily inspired by one of my favorite beading jewelry designers, Leslie O'Neill, who I actually talk about her work quite a lot on this channel. She is the reason why I started down this crazy beading rabbit hole. I just stumbled upon her booth at a craft fair and fell so head over heels over her work. I mean, it's just, there's something about her style, her aesthetic that just speaks to me. So I purchased a pair of earrings from her, and I have a beautiful necklace that she made. Just stunning, stunning work. Very inspired by mermaids. She does a lot of geometric stuff, and most of it's in the form of freeform peyote. So she does a lot of freeform peyote. She makes a lot of beaded loom weavings, bracelets, necklaces, and just really, really stunning work. I will link to her shop down below. But her work, you know, as someone who beads themselves, I really wanted to try my hand at freeform peyote. And I feel like the best way that I learn how to do things is by copying other people's work or attempting to recreate other people's work. It's kind of like painting, you know, it's like you study the masters, and, you know, as you practice and replicate, you know, other artists' work, you kind of develop your own style. So, you know, I feel, to be honest, like, to be completely honest with you guys, I feel bad about talking about these earrings with you, because I don't want to step on her toes. I don't want to like make it seem like I'm stealing her work. I just want to be clear that I made these earrings for myself. I don't have any plans to, you know, replicate these and sell them on my website or at all. I really just want to, you know, hone my freeform peyote skills and down the road, you know, develop a style of my own that's unique to me, you know. But at the same time, it's like as I'm like trying to learn from her style, I'm just having so much fun. It's just I definitely feel like when I bead lately, I just feel like I'm in flow. You know, that creative flow when time just goes by so quickly. You just get lost in the work, you know. Anyway, I just had so much fun making these, and yeah, I'm just excited to play around more and hone my freeform peyote skills. But definitely check out Leslie's website. I mean, you know, if you're looking to treat yourself to something or a gift for someone else, I mean, my goodness, her work is absolutely stunning and beautiful. So I don't know if Leslie's watching, but thank you so much for sending me down this crazy beading journey. I love it so much. And she also has a YouTube channel where she has tutorials. So, you know, go check it out. Run, don't walk. So, okay, my friends, I believe that is all the creative content that I have to share with you. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for hanging out with me. And if you're new here and you haven't already, feel free to like and subscribe down below. I'm putting out videos for your viewing pleasure every other week, but if you would like more content from yours truly every week, consider becoming a member of this channel. By becoming a member, your support definitely helps me to keep creating content like this for your viewing pleasure. It also unlocks a whole bunch of bonus content for you to enjoy, such as vlogs, behind the scenes, just stuff that I don't share here on the regular channel. Your support does go a long way and it means the world. So thank you so much again. Have a wonderful weekend, happy making, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.